he's one of the best producers like in the circuit, in my personal opinion. I've thought that forever. Motherfuckers who know that he's just like a force of nature. Bro is not even on some like he's not in this music shit for the same reasons that everybody else is in this music shit. Bro is really like he doesn't sell beats. You feel me? Like you can't buy a beat from him. Like he does not believe in like the like exchanging of money for that type of shit. Like he's really on some like mountaintop fucking like secluded fucking shit.
Microphone check, 1, 2, what is this? It's the 5'7" assassin in the podcast business. I am your host, Rohan Patra, the rap music plug at your service.
Here we are again at the end of a rainbow.
On the heels of their first ever Euro trip as artists, today's guests, Phiik and Lungs, have seen their brand of innovative one-of-one rap garner the most success it's ever seen yet, impressing new crops of listeners with each and every passing day who are spellbound by their lyrical wizardry, sharp sense of humor, and unique production choices. On their latest album, Carrot Season, the Phiik and Lungs world of rap expands to incorporate wrinkles of more traditional boom bap foundations, but still with a clear contemporary twist and still with clear absolute alien level rap acrobatics we've come to know and love from the New York based duo. So in today's episode, we discuss their thoughts behind their polarizing style of rap that seems to get Twitter and other social media in a frenzy every 2-3 months. We discuss working with OLASEGUN on Carrot Season, how the shift in sound from the Another Planet series to Carrot Season influenced their approach to their raps, and much, much more. The Rap Music Plug podcast, presented by QLC TV, is the remedy to the I don't have anything good to listen to problem. Through in-depth artist interviews, album reviews, and general rap commentary on the best that the underground rap scene has to offer, this is your one-stop shop to knowing what to add to your queue, play next, or pop into your record player. Welcome to the show. Phiik and Lungs, how you guys doing today?
Yo.
Dylan, what's up?
Very happy to have you. Very happy to have you. I mean, just right off the bat, I know that you guys have had a fucking whirlwind of a last couple of weeks to a month. So I know you came back from this Euro trip. Tell me how that experience was and just kind of how it felt about like feeling that kind of international love, particularly for your style of pretty avant-garde genre pushing rap.
It was crazy, man. I mean, first of all, shout out to Zubuk for putting us on. But we started out in Serbia, and that shit was a bang as far as a way to go into something.
Yeah, it's like it's pretty rare for the first show to be as lit as it was on the tour, because I feel like normally on the tours, like you kind of build up momentum as the shit goes a little bit, but
that shit popped off right
yeah,
away.
it was like fucking insane, bro. Like the
Really?
Serbia show was probably, I would say,
That was my
there were crazier ones, I would say, maybe in different ways. Like the thing that was interesting to me about Eastern Europe is like, at least in Serbia, there was very, very little like precedent for like what we do in terms of rap shit. So, and also then add the language barrier on top of it. So like the Serbia show was fucking insane, I think, just because like the promoters who booked the show, like the band that went after us was like a wedding band from Bulgaria that literally they have like a TikTok song. There's a song on TikTok, and like literally I'm sitting there fucking high as fuck, just like watching them, and I'm like, yo, why do I know this song? And it's like they like are this wedding band that like blew up on fucking TikTok. There were like hundreds of fucking people there. Like they were doing like 45-minute songs. Like it was fucking insane. And we went before them. So like it was lit. Like it was people were going crazy. Like
they'd never done anything other than weddings before that. It was
and their manager, like they only have Facebook. Their manager is like a Bulgarian truck driver, and they're like blowing up because of this TikTok shit. And like, bro, their clarinet player, they had people fucking like coming up on stage and fucking putting money in his headband while he's still fucking playing and shit. It was like lit,
But
bro.
like talk about a like a difference in uh like compare for comparison's sake between like what we do, like we being me and Lungs, and then what and Akai as well. But what that was that we were put on stage with it was really, really sick, and the reception was like pretty identical for like how people received us and how they received like a band like that, you know. So that shit was really cool to start off with. And then
It
and then
was
we
even crazier because we were also fried too. We had literally just we went from like we
yeah,
maybe slept for like an hour and then we're
yeah,
just like bam, like fucking
that was
it's lit.
the big theme of this tour definitely was that too. It was like travel day, and then at the end of the travel day you do the show. And then like you don't even have time. It's like the next day, it's like in the morning we're on the train for 8,
You're out.
and then it's like that night we get in, it's like exact time for sound check. So that was like the consistent path that we did for like the whole 15, 16 days we were out there. And it was sick, yo. It was like every show was really, really great. We got lots of really good feedback and love from people. And but yeah, just going from Serbia to Romania and then going into
Crazy.
Germany and Austria, it was like a complete shift in just cultures and just the space in which we all navigated together. It was like really, really crazy.
Yeah, it was definitely, and it was like the most culture shock places were definitely like the first fucking places.
Yeah, we got
So
fire
it
with
was
it.
like Romania is fucking sick. And also like the thing that was really ill about like the other Eastern European shows, like Romania specifically, was just like how hyped people were that we fucking just came out there to like do the thing for them. And like a lot of people I felt like didn't understand what the fuck we were doing, but we're kind of just like, whoa, what the fuck? Like that was fucking crap. What the fuck? And it was like it was cool, you know, and like it was just very much like very, very different vibes, different, you know, and it's like just getting just like learning how to perform in those environments and learning how to like perform in front of like people who have zero reference for any of the thing that you're about to do, even down to like basic language things where it's like
Hmm.
we perform in the United States and people still have a fucking hard time understanding what we're saying sometimes. So it's like to like have zero English reference or whatever, and like it was sick. I mean, it was fucking insane, but yeah, it was definitely like an odd. It was definitely like a very intense odyssey of just like fucking rapping all over the place and just running around.
But a lot of love. A lot of
A
love.
lot of love too, man. Like yeah, a lot of love. People showed a lot of love, bought merch. You know, shit was cool, and like it's always crazy too, because like you know the majority of the shows, it's like most of the people don't are not like mind you it was different but the majority of the people there are just there type of thing. It's
Oh
not like
yeah, so they're not
necessarily
like at previously aware of your music and
yes
are fans.
exactly, and it's like
That's interesting. Yeah.
so that's cool. That's kind of cool aspect, but then the other thing that was ill was that a lot of the shows there would be like one or two people who were actually tapped in. Like I remember this dude in Hamburg just like pulled up on us, and that was actually one of the more quieter shows that we did. But he like pulled up and he was like, "Yo, I fuck with like Benji Socrates and YL," and he had like he pulled up with a bunch of Akai vinyl already, and it's like the thing that we kind of realize is that it's like it's about like the fan building shit. So it's just about getting a critical mass number of people in every place that fuck with your shit that are gonna eventually pop out to whatever event that you do. Um, and like a lot of the places, it was crazy because I'm like, bro, literally, if it had just been this one guy, it would have been worth performing for them just because it's like, bro, this motherfucker has tapped into our shit
Yeah.
thousands of miles away from where the fuck we've ever been. And like, it was cool because even the quieter ones, there were like instances in which like there were people where like they were real fans. So like the intimacy was actually ill to them because like in Serbia, for example, it was like it was lit. Like there were like too many fuck. It was like a sensory overload type of thing. And like it was ill because the shows were either like lit like that, where it's just like total sensory overload, thing is fucking lit, or it was like an intimate thing where it was like motherfuckers who were fans of like dude who pulled up for a kai got to like chop it up with a kai for a minute because we were all just fucking standing there chilling. It
Hmm.
wasn't like the crazy fucking thing. So it was ill, man, because we got love in like the like drunk dudes like yeah fuck yeah, and then also love in terms of like motherfuckers being like yo I'm hip, like I fuck with your shit, it's ill to meet y'all, like whatever. So it was just an ill experience.
And
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's awesome. And like you're talking about how some of the reactions you get even from the States are like people not even understanding what you're doing, which is brings me to something that like at this point I feel like it's become a meme in and of itself because it's like every 2 to 3 months that very famous top shelf premium freestyle goes viral, and then it's like become that everybody's aware of it. It goes viral by someone else being like, yo, what is this? And it's
What
either
the
like
fuck?
accompanied by like, who the fuck are these guys? This is crazy, like I love it, or like, yo, who the
Fuck
fuck are these
this,
guys? It's whack as fuck. Why are they rapping like this? I don't
this is the worst
understand this.
fucking thing I've ever heard.
And
Yeah.
I just like wonder like why do you think your particular brand of rap strikes such a chord and polarizes listeners as it does? And like, how do you feel about that polarization overall?
I think when people can't attach something to something they're unfamiliar with, it might automatically come across as something they're uncomfortable with, which in turn is like no one wants to feel uncomfortable things in general. So like I think that's like definitely a thing. And it's kind of like been like a case in point thing that I've seen happen where like it's not like a ton of people, but definitely like a few people have came around and like hit me personally or like even on YouTube have been like, yo, I didn't fuck with your shit when it first came out, but like now that I've gotten some time to like go through it and listen to everything else and listen to what you guys are trying to do, it makes sense to me and like I'm a fan now. So it's like I think that whole thing is like almost personifies that top shelf freestyle a little bit because like every time it's posted, like you said, it's like it gets this like outburst reaction of either like love or hate. And I don't think that like either of those things are ever a bad thing. I think it's just like it's something that's like so layered for some people that it like needs time to resonate and like create some like kind of official decision for them in their head, you know?
Yeah, and also it's like I feel like I sometimes don't really understand why it fucking happens when it does, but it's like I think it's also just like music is subjective and there's just layers of shit and like people either like want, I mean even it's like it's how the internet is too. It's just like if you go to any like on the radar fucking freestyle or whatever, it's just like people shitting on it or people not shitting on it and liking it, and that discourse I guess is just what makes a lot of people feel like tangentially involved with the thing. I
Yeah.
guess just like having the discourse around it, but I feel like also it's just the thing of like not everything is for fucking everybody. And it's like in the same way, my thing is that like as an artist, like I try not to vocalize shit like that. Like you don't really peep me or feet like weighing in on what the fuck we think or what the fuck. Cause like at the end of the day, bro, it's like I want everybody to win. Like even if I all the bro, like when I, for example, like personally, like when I heard Little Peep, like I didn't get it. I just didn't get it. It's not the thing that I like, the cloud rap shit. But it's like, bro, if motherfuckers want to do that shit, I'm never gonna like weigh in on another
Mm,
artist who's trying to like pay their bills and do their shit and be like, yo, fuck this, bro. It's like I'll say it if I feel like that, motherfuckers will have a Discord personally, but it's like or with the homies or whatever, but it's like I'm not gonna like put that on the internet as like a like, yo, fuck this person. But I think
yeah.
it's the same reaction that people have when it's just like they're like, what the fuck is this? Fuck this. In the same way that there's certain music that when I listen to it, I'm just like, I don't fucking get it, dog. Like I don't, this is not my thing. But it's just like I feel like it's just that, and then people just love to talk shit, man. Fucking
Yeah.
it's but it's good for us. It's fucking great. I mean, fuck yeah, dude. Every time the
Every
motherfuckers get
every time it that's the other thing too is like anytime that like it happens like that, and you gain either this like a big grouping of love or hate. It's like heads who hate on it. It's like anybody who's ever hated on something like that. It's like you hate on it, and then it like it disappears, it fades off, and then you go into
Hmm.
that phase of whatever you're into. But like people who actually end up loving it or becoming fans of us, it's like that's a pretty for life situation until we make some they don't fuck with. But like
Yeah, exactly.
if this is kind of like to the tune of what they're into, then it's like that shit always just benefits us, bro. It's never anything
I've
like
literally, bro, like there's been days where I've almost made a band in a day because motherfuckers are hating on me. It's crazy. It's like, bro, please keep hating on us. Every time that you hate
yeah.
on us, we make more money. Literally every single fucking time. It's like if it was all positive, we would not make as much money. Like
No one
every
would
time.
fuck. It would be like the same 8 to 12 people being like, "This is sick," and then no one else really catching on. Like,
Yeah, and it's like it's the best. I
yeah,
love it because then people hate online, and then we just literally like my PayPal dings, and I'm like, yes, nice. People are hating again. Fuck yeah, like let's go.
It's kind of the concept, the same dynamic with like shock value music, except you guys aren't talking about like butchering people. You're just making
Yeah,
music that people don't understand.
yeah, and
yeah,
they're just
But
like,
it has the
yeah,
same effect, which is good for you.
for
yeah,
sure.
exactly.
Absolutely.
It's like motherfuckers be talking about crazy ass shit, like fucking. But
No,
it is what it is, man. Fucking, it's all good.
mm.
Yeah. And with that kind of that idea of the listener polarization, accessibility as the context, this new album, Carrot Season, I actually do feel on the flip side is maybe your most, I would say, my opinion, definitely your most accessible
Yeah,
project yet as a duo, which is
100%.
to not say it isn't challenging or creative at all. It still very much is different, but I think through the production that's like very welcoming, definitely more familiar to people that maybe aren't typically your fans, generally like the boom bap kind of foundations. And then even there's like some hooks like uninvolved, which I fucking really like. Was there a concerted focus to try to make something that could maybe just a bit broaden the appeal of like the your audience that would be listening to this?
So definitely, but I think not necessarily in the we didn't do it like at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck in terms of like what people want or what people like. I'm gonna make the thing that I make. I feel like as soon as we start worrying about that shit, it's just like we're gonna start making concessions that we just don't need to make. However, I think it was less of like a let's broaden the appeal. I think it was more of like let's actually show these motherfuckers what we've been on the entire fucking time because it's like a lot of the shit that we would get like the half hop shit and like the oh y'all only rap on loops like me and Feek's taste is like very, very boom bap oriented. I would say like majority so. We started rapping on shit with drums. I mean, Carrot Stew was all drums. Motherfuckers have
Yeah,
always done shit with
we weren't
drums.
rapping like we weren't rapping on like fucking white noise when we were in
High school
high
and shit. Yeah, exactly. It's like motherfuckers like we've always been on that shit. And
and
we just
we love OLASEGUN. That
yeah,
was
like yeah, that's the main thing is that he's like we started out as fans, like and now we're blessed to be able to call him our friend, which is fucking crazy. But like we both started out as fans.
yeah.
And like, yeah, is I felt like it was kind of just a like, yo, bro, like a lot of the AP stuff. I mean, even on some of the AP projects, there's shit with drums on it, but fucking a lot of it, like the no, I mean, even the no face ones too. But like, I felt like Carrot Season was the first shit where we were like, all right, bro, like we're gonna do a whole project with drums on it, and we're gonna
Yeah.
kind of just get back to like the roots of what we were doing initially, and then also kind of provide people with like another example of like, yo, like we're not just like you know it, like as much as we love that shit and like as much as like I love rapping on loops, probably my favorite thing I would say, but still it's like we started on grimy ass boom bap shit. I make beats with drums all the time. It's like Ola is a fucking legend, so all those things kind of just came together and we just were it was less to like broaden the appeal more so as it was to just kind of like demonstrate what we can do in terms of the thing because I feel like a lot of people were kind of like, oh, they can't do it. Like they do this because they can't rap on shit with drums and like they
Yeah.
can't like find the rhythm of a drum or whatever the fuck or whatever it is. So like I think that was a huge part of it too. It's just us being like, yo, let's just like, fully demonstrate the full spectrum of like the shit that we like and like the shit that we enjoy making. And we wanted to make some classic shit, and like fucking Ola just provided that like soundscape for it, and it's like
Yeah, he really
literally
did a great job with that.
the best,
Um,
man.
and when I think of that title, Carrot Season, and I look at this ridiculous cover,
Hell yeah.
it's a visual pops into my brain that like I don't really. It's not very like tangible, but it's just this vibe I get. It's like of color, of like really vast array of a bunch of cool things, very odd, and it just kind of like it just feels like it's a nice depiction of like what I like about your music. It's very fucking crazy with the rhyme style. The beats are always like fresh and inventive, and I'm just kind of curious, like kind of overall, like how important it is as like a value in your music to be fresh and to do something new, and like how significantly does that value of bringing something new to the game govern like your approach to music in general in this album specifically?
It's really natural for the two of us. I mean,
It's
you know,
it's really like what we're excited about. Like
yeah,
like it's like I'm not really trying to like make nothing fresh for anybody but me. It's really as long as I'm excited about it and I feel like I'm pushing some sort of boundary or that there's something new with the verse, I think that that's really the thing that kind of like drives me, at least, is just, trying to be excited about it.
yeah. And I think too, like a lot of it is just what it's like. It's with me and Lungs, bro. It's really like a what you see is what you get type of thing, especially like with AP4. All that shit is like I think like the whole canvas for what we were able to rap over is because like that shit is just Lungs is like fresh and inventive as like a human being. You know what I mean? Like just like that whole idea was like very crafted by like the two of us just like hanging out. You
Yeah.
know? And it probably helps a decent amount too that like me and him have known each other forever. So
Yeah. Like,
we know each other as well as people like, you know, just as well as we possibly could have when we made that shit.
yeah.
So I
And
think
it's like,
it
yeah,
becomes
that just is really what the process is. It's just
it,
us trying to be consistently excited about the thing that we're making. Um,
Mm.
and like, yeah, that's like really what it is at the end of the day. It's a lot of personal shit too. It's just like what we're particularly excited about, or like what the producer brings to the table, or like, we like things where it's just like we listen to it and we both know what we want to do, and then it just fits and it just works. And it's like Ola is somebody where, that always happens. No Face is another person, where it's just like that's just always the thing. Roper as well. It's just like there's certain people where it's just like everybody gets it and there's something that we all like feel excited about. And I think that that's really where a lot of the stuff came from for Carrot Season, at least, was just us being like, all right, bet we're fucking excited about this, and I wanted to kind of keep things like for the Carrot Stew project, like that me and OLASEGUN had put out in like 2018 or some shit. Like I kind of wanted to on that I had hooks on that. It was a little more like classic, kind of like boom bappy shit. So I wanted to kind of keep that same vibe.
Mm.
And then just also have, like there's just a lot of albums that we were listening to where there's like beat changes and like long ass songs and like multiple fucking instrumentals and like things kind of like fade into each other and shit, and just trying to like do all of that to keep things kind of like fresh and interesting, for us at least. And then once I know that it's fresh and interesting for us, I know that other people will be able to then fuck with it.
Hmm.
we always trying to make the next thing better than the last.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like that's like a common, you know what I mean,
Mm.
thing for sure.
Yeah, I like specifically with production, like I really did. You kind of touched on it there. Like I love how Ola Segun was given a space to like actually be in the spotlight on this record. Like
Yeah.
obviously the foundation you built with these beats is like super impressive. I loved it. But I just liked the the texture and then the ways that like he had his little Pete Rock-esque like interludes and shit. It was really fascinating. And like what was it about his like I know he's a legend, but like specifically with his style, like what did you feel was a good fit? Like why did you think it was a good fit with your very particular styles of raps and like made him the right partner for Carrot Season?
I mean, I think he's just like he's one of the best producers like in the circuit, in my personal opinion. I've thought that forever. And like motherfuckers know about Ola. It's like all that shit. Well, it was either motherfuckers were saying that he was like biting whoever. I don't even know, but it's like motherfuckers who know that he's just like a force of nature. Bro is not even on some like he's not in this music shit for the same reasons that everybody else is in this music shit. Bro is really like on some like he doesn't sell beats. You feel me? Like you can't buy a beat from him. Like he does not believe in like the like exchanging of money for that type of shit. Like he's really on some like mountaintop fucking like secluded fucking shit. And like for Carrot Stew, the first project that I put out with him, I had hit him up to buy beats in like 2017 or some shit, and he just was like, "Nah, I want to sell beats, bro. But if I like make something that makes me think of you, I got you." And like at the time, I had thought that that was just him politely being like, "Nah," you know
Mm.
what I'm saying? Which I appreciated because I was like, "Yeah, bro, like just be upfront, all good." And like then like I remember it was like 8 months later or some shit. He just sent me the beats for Carrots too, and I wrote the whole project in a night because I was so fucking excited because I was just like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And then from there, we built like a personal relationship. We got to link him in the physical a whole bunch. He was coming up here during COVID. You know what I'm saying? He's in the boppers too, piece of DFNS, all that shit. Like motherfuckers, and him and DZ be stupid locked in. They got classic tapes as well. So we got to like really link up with him in the physical and shit. And then during COVID, and then he had just sent me fucking a pack of like 80 fucking beats that eventually became like the backbone of Carrot's season. And then he had sent Feek a whole bunch of them too. So we really just put the two together and just kind of did that
We
from
dug through,
there.
like his whole catalog for like a good portion of shit too, and we kind of like ran some things by him, but then like kind of got the vibe of it too from him already, that it was just kind of like he was kind of just like, let's go, you know what I mean, with whatever was out there. And then we kind of
Yeah,
cross referenced like a lot of shit with DZ DFNS, just to like, because he's like the two of them are in tandem, just like how me and Lungs are. So it's like just to like double check if DZ hadn't raffed on
yeah,
anything.
exactly.
Mm.
We got a clearance and shit from the Boppers general, but it was fucking yeah, bro. We really dug through like mad beats. It was tons.
Yeah, and there's like a bunch of shit that got cut as always, but like there's just like
That's where the deluxe is gonna come in. So
yeah,
God,
there's
Mm.
like a bunch of joints that we had to cut, like which we always do. We always wind up with like almost 40 fucking joints, and then we gotta go fucking
same
cut
same
shit and
same
fucking
with AP4 too. We just had
Mm.
yeah, it was like the same shit. But yeah, it was really just like and with Carrot season two, we it was like there's like we really work with either fast projects or more long drawn out ones. So it's like with Planet X, for example, like the no face shit, like we made that in a pretty short amount of time.
that was like
We were
2 week.
yeah, like we locked in for like 2, 3 weeks, did everything, blah blah blah, like Gucci done, and then Carrot season was way more of like a long, like Odyssey type of thing,
Mm.
which we wanted it to be like that because we just wanted to take our time with it, and just have it be like the most fleshed out version of the thing that we possibly could have it be. So
Yeah,
Yeah, and like you talked about that idea with the beat switches. Like that's these like there's beat switches in other albums before, but the way it's used on this record is pretty fucking unique. Like there's songs where like I swear like it was great to kick off with Gazpacho because like I remember when I listened to this the first couple times, I kept looking back at my phone. I'm like, how is this the same song? What the fuck? I'm so
hell
confused.
yeah,
And it's just like really it works really cool and it adds a lot of like dimensions to the record. Like what were what were you and Ola like vying for with that? Like this because it makes it feel very freewheeling. It makes it feel very like whimsical almost. Like there's a level of fun that it just adds just by the nature of it having so many different like out of nowhere transitions.
A lot of that was either Ola already had them like that or Lungs. Yeah, honestly, because we had too many single tracks too was the original reason why we like jammed two in. But a lot of that was Lungs if it wasn't Ola.
Yeah, yeah. We just tried to have things be like really, really fast. Like that was kind of the thing that we wanted. Is just like a lot of just like transitions and just not really knowing which way is up and stuff. Because like even I don't know, like there's even like we're listening to like hella like Monster Island Czars and shit where it's like they'll have like a 17-minute fucking song with like four different beats and it's just like and like even like the old like Stretch and Bobbito shit and like just like fucking motherfuckers just rapping over like nine different things that are just everything's changing and it's fucking like one day you kind of know the beat. It'll be like a reflip of like a very famous sample, which Ola does really, really well. Like there's I think one of them is actually not on the tape. It's gonna be on the deluxe, but there's like a couple Gangstar ones. Like there's like a couple like he's very good at this not being like a 90s remembrance album, this being like a contemporary version of boom bap in 2024. Like it's like it has like a lot of the joints, you know, like the Bring It On, the Jay-Z premiere
Mm,
shit. It has like that vibe to it, kind of like that, like
I like
prolific
that. Yeah,
like
that's a
the
good
DJ
call.
Premier's like prolific fucking run. It almost remind the beats remind me of that, but like run through the fucking mangling of like 2024 like sampler boom bap shit. You know what I'm saying? Where it's not just this like super perfect like, and I'm not saying that shit is overproduced, but it's like those boom bap shit like Ola shit still has like the like I don't know, like the motherfuckers always with the Twami references and like the Divi, like all that shit. But it's kind of more like the like almost kind of like premiere 90s shit run through that shit. And like the thing that Ola has is just textural shit. Like his textural shit is just like fucking incredible. And his drums are just fucking incredible always. Like it's just, and he can make a beat on anything. Like that motherfucker NPC, SP, fucking iPhone. Like I've literally like even at Gam and Feast crib, like he's been like, "Oh, yo, how do I use this?" And then we'll like show him how to use whatever the thing is, and then he'll be like, "Oh, all right, bet. Let me try it." And it'll just there's no
Make
difference. It's like fucking incredible, you know. And he reminds me of somebody where it's like Kristen. Like, do you know Kristen?
The like is that their name, their artist
Yeah,
name?
Kristen, Kristen. It's one of our good homies from North Carolina. He actually knows Ola, but like
Mm.
he's a producer where it's like, you know, when you watch people do shit and you're just like, you sick fucking bastard, bro. What the fuck are you even doing? And it's like with Kristen, like, shout out Kristen too. He's so crazy to me because that motherfucker will literally like he has his SP set up and he makes he just resamples. Like he'll make the entire fucking beat drums, samples, everything. He will literally just resample on the one pad and then just be like and play the whole beat out. Like no like sequencing, no fucking nothing. And
That's
Ola
crazy.
is like the same way where it's like for me, bro, like I'm a producer, but I'm also a rapper. You feel me? So
Hmm.
it's like that has always kind of been the main sword. But like with Ola, Kristen, a lot of the boppers and shit, there's just so much like shit where I'm just like, bro, these dudes are on like a different fucking level of this shit.
Yeah,
And
I mean, like
Ola's
you said they're attack like it's like run through the filter of like 2024 craziness. Like I love that because like I even calling this boom bap feels like awkward saying just because
yeah,
it's like it does have the foundation of it, like it has the drums that, but like there it's really tactile, like the texture you mentioned, but it's also just like I can tell there's all these like there's a specific song, I think I noted it down actually. It was on Alex Jones.
hell yeah.
Um I love that's the song title. On Alex Jones, I think no, it's not on Alex Jones. It's on a song I think earlier on in the album where like Phiik, I think you rap either the before or after lungs, but I remember there's just one particular bar where like lungs, you're like going longer than the typical structure, and then the beat just continues. like it loops like irregularly just once, and then it goes
Yeah.
back to the standard. Like it's clear he's doing shit live, and I was just like, damn, this is really fucking cool. And there's obviously like the glitchiness like that he typically has, so it's really fucking nice.
Yeah, yeah, man. He's like literally one of the best, bro. Just like a major, major inspiration. I
Yeah.
like for me personally, he's up there with my goats of production. Just people that you see in person, like him, Doof is like another person where it's
Mm.
like when you see Doof make beats, like it's
We were
crazy.
fans of him for like
Yeah.
years and years before this. Like when he was posting shit, like he's like a phantom on the like beat community,
Like
sound.
we were shook. Like I was
Yeah,
my initial reaction to getting OLASEGUN beats was being shook because I
yeah.
was like, fuck, dude, like this motherfucker sent me beats. Goddamn. Like I gotta.
Like, he's very well known. Like heads
And
don't.
he's also the nicest dude ever, bro.
Yeah,
Is literally like
yeah.
just like great, like bro, just chose dude, and also like not motivated by this like. There's a certain degree of like I don't know if it's like desperation or like motherfuckers starving to death or what it is, but Ola, the thing that I've always been impressed with about him is the way that he makes music is just it's not there's no ulterior motive. It's just like pure I like to do this.
Yeah.
I make what I feel. Like there's no like bro has a normal job. Like he's not out here like spamming social media like we
Mm.
are or like
He's
whatever else.
like such a well educated and deep hip hop fan that like it's really what he breathes, bro. It's
Yeah,
like
exactly. It's like it's so now like there's no bullshit. There's no
yeah,
like he doesn't fucking think about this shit. And it's like for him too, it's like he's somebody where he's like I've watched him over time. Like he got bored with beat making, bro, was just learning how to cut up and scratch
yeah,
and do all that shit. So it's like he's somebody who takes like all of the fundamental tenets of hip hop very, very seriously, where he's like, I can make beats. I want to learn how to scratch on my own records. I want to learn
crazy.
how to do this. And
His tags are crazy. He's a crazy writer.
I mean, all the intros and shit were him too, like the scratching on
All
all that shit. Like,
Oh
the
shit.
yeah, all the scratching on there is him, and any of the I don't know if you've seen like on the intro video for Gaspacho, like we use them all the time now, like the little hand styles for lungs and feet. That was him too. Um, so
but
yeah,
and it's just it's natural. It's just like it's
yeah.
just who he is.
His multifaceted niceness just like bleeds through him naturally, bro.
Multifaceted niceness.
Yeah, and
That's
it's
a
like he's a
bar.
nice dude too, bro. Is like literally nice at everything. Like he's a
Yeah,
great, great person. Like very, very laid back, chill motherfucker.
yeah.
Like
The goat.
and it's cool working with people like that because it's just like there's just like it's just natural. There's not like all this other shit.
And you said that you or particularly you lungs, I guess, you were cutting up like so some of the beats came with like all the beat switches and then others you just spliced together and
Yeah,
manipulated to make them flow.
yeah, exactly. Shout out Verify from Pro Tools. A lot of the fucking slowdowns and shit and the speed ups and all that shit I did. And fucking a lot of the samples we added into some of them Ola had like all the shit that you hear with like intros and shit. A lot of the talking was us actually that we added in. Like
Pretty,
we
I'm pretty
actually
all the talking
oh
was.
yeah, a bunch of it, except for like the intros with the scratching vinyls and shit. Like
Hmm.
that was Ola.
Nothing. The scratching part was all the actual scratching.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But we sampled a lot of shit. We just like a lot of shit from the internet, just other things, just a lot of like New York shit, a lot of just like my favorite thing, which without like none of the this is the only thing that I can't sample snitch on myself for, so that's what I'm gonna say is the a lot of the shits I was actually looking up fucking videos of like my trip to Times Square in 1992 on YouTube, and it would be like some like random home video, and then I would just like they'd be in a cab in Times Square, and I would just take the audio from their like home video trip from like I went to New York with my family in 1992, and here's the home video, and then I would like rip the music that was coming out of the cab speakers and layer that over like the outro. So it's like there's certain joints where you'll hear like some like 90s freestyle like very quietly because it's like blended with other shit. But I was just doing shit like that at a certain point. Like I was just like, fuck it, bro. Like let's just fucking just see what the fuck we can find. And just like one of the main things that I feel like we always try to communicate in our shit is just like the chaos of New York, and also just like everybody has some shit to say here. Like there's just always just some shit. Like there's just every motherfucker on the street has some sort of manifesto that they're trying to like bestow upon the world, or like some sort of shit that they're trying to say. So like really just trying to capture the chaos of shit. But we have fun with it. And then also like we had like a way weirder cut of the thing with like samples.
I was just gonna say, bro, have you ever heard of
Pajama Sam.
No.
Oh man, you got it. All right. So it's like you know putt putt, or like fucking what's the other one?
putt putt,
Freddy Fish.
fish?
It was like a very specific time in the early 90s, 2000s. If you went to like a public library in New York City, these games made by this company called Humongous Entertainment would just be like loaded onto the computers.
Google Pajama Sam, bro.
Pajama Sam is hands down the best one. It's
first one.
basically like it's about this kid who like turns into a superhero named Pajama Sam, and every single game it starts with him being like, "Damn, I'm fucking scared of this." So the first one, he's scared of the dark. So he's like trying to sleep in his bed, and he's like, "Damn, I gotta go fucking beat the shit out of darkness and fucking get his ass." And then he winds up going to like the magical land of it's either darkness or like the weather or like a food
I actually
land.
had just Googled it. I recognized this image, but I don't remember this at all.
It's
Like
probably, bro. It could be
I
like
must have played it.
fever dream shit. Like
You could have played it too, bro. But like, there's like a thing in the first one where he like goes through his dreams basically, and like there's like a vegetable moment thing, and
yeah,
he
there's
gets
like carrots that are they're being held captive in darkness's fucking fridge. And like basically this carrot pulls up on him. He's like, "Property is theft, man. You have to help me fucking
What?
free the carrots, bro."
he's keeping carrot, and he like, so like that was like those shit like that was the initial thing. We were like, well, me and Long sat there and pulled clips for like probably like 2-3 weeks or something, and
We
just
were like in the crib,
like
stoned as hell, watching Pajama
we
Sam, just like screaming at the TV, like,
we
"Fuck that! No, I'm
we
so fucking scared right now, Jesus
we
Christ!"
we got like mad clips of like carrot shit, and like obviously like some Looney Tunes like Bugs Bunny shit, and then like that was like the version that we were clearly like still trying to work out, because we were like, bro, we can't, like all this shit is gonna get like
We're just gonna get sued. Like it's just gonna get pulled.
like no part of this is gonna be able to
And
fuck.
also it was like a little too weird, where like we still kind of wanted to keep it more on some like hip hop shit as
Yeah,
opposed to just like
it was too.
Like a Pajama Sam concept
Yeah,
yeah,
album.
exactly. And it was like
yeah,
like
it was
I
too.
don't even know if I still have the initial version, but it was just like hella like stupid ass sound effect. Like every time the carrots move, there's like this like boing sound that like it's like boing boing
That,
boing, and we just like had that. Some of it is actually still in there, but we like there's a whole other version of the shit, and we actually wound up just like pulling hell of it. Like we didn't want to make it too fucking crazy, so we wound up just like pulling most of it and just kind of like making the interludes and everything simpler, which is crazy because they're still pretty fucking weird to begin
Yeah.
as already. But
yeah,
we'll probably wind up doing like in the future maybe like a very limited bootleg press of like the original version for like a fuckload of bread that
I
just
still want to hear that. I'm not gonna lie. That still sounds pretty fucking
yeah,
funny.
we if I have it, I'll send it to you, bro. Fucking, I just gotta
Yo,
see if
please do.
I'm
I
sure
gotta.
it might be on my phone
But
somewhere.
yo, those games, like honestly, having played them when I was like 5, and then having rewatched them when I was like almost 30, they're fucking incredible, bro. Like I can't really speak for Putt Putt and Freddy Fish, but Pajama Sam is the fucking shit, man.
And
Like,
that was definitely the
and
go.
if you have like 25 minutes, you can just watch the whole game on YouTube. It's fucking great, bro. It's like, and
You,
it's sick.
yeah, you could definitely watch the gameplay.
But yeah, that was like really the arc of how kind of everything came together. And then we were kind of like, yeah, let's just do more kind of like chaos shit, in terms of like more kind of New York, East Coast type of shit, using a lot of like background noise and shit, and just like, like the noise of Times Square in the background and shit like that. And just like watching a bunch of shit about just like people living in like building whole cribs and like subway tunnels by Penn Station and shit, and just like all the we're just watching all types of crazy bullshit and just kind of like getting the soundscape from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like given the production kind of being a bit more of a shift, having a bit more of like a rhythmic boom bap structure to it, like in comparison with the last AP series records, especially like and with the beat switches, like how did this influence the way you guys tackle these beats as MCs? Like how did it push your pen to do new things to new places?
I mean, Ola's production is like a pleasure to write over.
Yeah, it's very easy to write over.
We really knocked them out like one after the other before we even put any together, I'd say too.
Yeah, we also like I feel like for this project too, it definitely was a thing of like it definitely like pushed us in a different way because I felt like a lot of the things like I was kind of like, all right, how do we make this like how do we keep people looped in here and how to kind of I adjust my flow sometimes to like have it be less like more tailored to the beat. Like I feel like the uninvolved joint is like a good example of that.
Yeah.
Or like even Kurt McBurt. Like Kurt McBurt is way slower, like my part on it than I would normally rap. So like for me it was kind of like being like, all right, let me just like not spaz the fuck out. Let me actually try to like make decisions and make things that it's like I have my songs where it's just like Giannis Guap is a song where it's just me spazzing the fuck out for like however long. But then like for me, it was more of a challenge to kind of like rein that in and do things that are like less easy for me in terms of just like choruses and shit like that. So it definitely pushed us. I mean, I think it was definitely like the most like I don't really want to compare it to AP4 because I feel like the people who like AP4 like there's AP4 purists, which I understand because it's like I get it. I like that tape a lot. Like, I don't
Hmm.
necessarily think that Carrot Season is better than AP4. I think it's better in ways that are not necessarily like I think it's recorded better, it's mixed better. It obviously like there's things like and not even mixed better. It's just like we've all gotten better, like
Hmm.
just in terms of like I work at a studio now. It's like I mix and master for money. It's like we've been rapping for longer. It's like all of the things just kind of got better. I think that Carrot Season is just very, very it was like our most put together, like, okay, here's the thing. This is kind of like we wanted to make something classic. That was really like the orientation for everything, was just us being like, yo, we want to make some classic shit. And we felt like Ola provided the ingredients to be able to do that. And I think just like that was where the only pressure kind of came in, or like just thinking about it, when you get provided with such good materials to be like, damn, dude, like we could make something fucking timeless out of like the ingredients that this guy has provided us. It's really just a matter of like, okay, how do we do that? How do we make sure that we are doing justice by the ingredients that we are provided and adding the things that we need to add to make this into like the full potential. Because like even when we were listening to the beats and shit, it's like we would sit there and be like, damn, dude, like this shit is fucking crazy. And like that was really the main motivation, was like, how do we take these ingredients, which it's like when you get like a Wagyu steak and you're like, how do I not fuck this up? How do I make this better? You know what I'm saying? And like I think that was really what, at least for me, was like pushing me throughout the project.
Yeah, I think our approach too is like always the same as far as like no matter if it's lungs production or Ola's, it's kind of just like we really just kind of like put our heads down and kind of go until we feel like we've accrued enough material to be able to like break down what our it is and like what's most important to us out of that. Because I think like the same thing happened with AP4 where it was like we made a ton of shit and then when the end comes, it's like we have like we were just talking about with the Pajama Sam shit. It's like we have like different versions where it's like even as we're making these final versions, it's like we as we're doing it, we're both like conscious and aware that these aren't going to be like the finals. Like we're gonna have changes and
And it's like none of us, I think the most important thing that Grip has and a lot of people that we fuck with have, and something that I see in terms of professional work when I work in a studio, none of us have magnum opus syndrome. Like none of us have that shit where we're like we go, we do, and then we evaluate. It's like I work with so many artists where they're just like, how do I fucking figure this out to make this fuck, and it's like, bro, do then evaluate. Don't, it's not the other way around. It's fucking rap the raps, listen to it. If you don't like it, change it. But
Yeah.
don't sit there and be like, how do I fuck, like, bro, like that's a big thing we do. You know what I'm saying? It's like we sit down with the project and our issue is never gonna be like jumping. We're gonna jump first and then fucking figure it out later. Cause it's like with our music and shit, it's like, bro, if we want to change something, we're gonna change it. But it's like we're also not gonna sit here and be like, yo, this beat is so crazy. I have
Yeah.
to think about what I want to do and have all this shit. It's like we just kind of go.
To be fair too, it's like that took like time too. We
Yeah.
spent time like going through that too. There was a period at the early stages of us making shit where it was like we would like work on shit and then it would like get sat on and then eventually you like outgrow the way that you rhyme or like rap over different shit. It's just like you don't sound the same and then that shit ends up kind of just like playing the back and like yeah. So that's like we going through a lot of trial and error too. I think is what got me and Lungs there.
And it's like that is okay. That's like the biggest thing about it. It's like, bro, shit getting faded to the back and shit like not like being on the final thing is fucking amazing. That's what you want. And it's like heads be worried, but it's like, like I feel like heads be worried that like about wasting time, and it's like, bro, there's no wasting time. It's like if you're making shit for it, it's not a waste of time. You got better. You literally did it for longer. It's towards your 10,000 hours. It's like the shit is fucking,
Yeah.
always worthwhile. So that was really like the main thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really impressive. Like I do feel like it did push you guys to do new things, but also just allowed you to just showcase different ways to demonstrate abilities you've already been honing in on. Like I just love the humor again, like not new to this record, but like you
Hell
have
yeah.
that, I think Feek, you have that line on this is the part that was referenced I had listed for Alex Jones, where you have that part where you're like when I'm passing like Tom Brady, leaving my loved ones to play the game I love in a bad fashion. I'm like that's such a very intricate like cut to people who know football. I'm like, yeah, he fucking retired, then unretired, got divorced, like
And then
lost
just
his
went
kids and
back
some
to it.
shit, and then got blasted in the first round of the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Oh,
Coming back, like that was so satisfying as a person who does not like Brady. So that one
good.
Yeah,
hit.
hell yeah.
I write that shit like that is for people like you too, bro. Who it's like if you get if some people have heard that like never would pick it up, and that's like part of the thing. It's like not everything's for everybody, but like that's like the type of shit too that I definitely am happy heads like you catch. So good looks for real.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And like I know I think the last time you guys were on, we were talking about the idea of like rapping over drums versus drumless stuff and like how rapping over drums can actually be sometimes like a restriction because it kind of boxes you into a rigid time signature and things like that. And I wonder how that restriction may have kind of impacted you in a positive way because I do know also like with creativity, sometimes that restriction can be kind of an interesting way to unlock new things.
Yeah, and I think the most important thing with Ola's production is that I feel like there's something about his shit that I just feel is very unrestricting in terms of like I don't know what it is, if it's like the way that he does his drums or just like the because his shit, the thing I like about his shit so much is that it's so loose, but it's also like
Yes.
perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like loose, but it's like the perfect amount of fucking loose, where it's like everything is still very, very like it's all there and it's all hitting perfectly. But I think something about it just makes it less restricting when it comes to just rapping. The one thing that I did like about it though was that I felt like as opposed to like a loop is very much my flow, like where it's just like I'm doing the thing that I do. I have freedom to do the thing that I do to the nth degree of what I want to do. But with Ola, it was kind of like I could do that, or I could do something like Kermit Burt, where it's a little more like there's that knocking. So it's like With Ola, I felt like it was less restrictive and more so just like I had more options, actually,
Mm.
weirdly, in a weird way. Because it's like I could go ahead and do like a Giannis Guap or like even like the Michael Christmas joint. Shout out Michael Christmas, man, because that
Man, that
motherfucker
was a crazy feature.
for
Holy
somebody
shit.
like for somebody that I mean, we've never linked in the physical, but like for somebody that we didn't yeah, somebody that we didn't know prior, he just like gets and fits like so fucking crazy, like what we do. And like you could have a song like Kurt McBurt where it's like kind of both of us are very much like it's almost like the shit that Ola has there is too good for us to not like do the little bop shit because it just has that bop to it. But then like we could do like a John Taffer where it's just like like both all of us spazzing and then just fucking like it works still. So I think that that balance was one of the things that I just appreciate about Ola's production so much. It's just he's just like you could do whatever you want, but he provides these options for you where it's like almost you see what the intention was when he made the beat. So I felt like just respecting that sometimes was really ill because like I could be like, oh, I could go ahead and spaz out, but like nah, like I want to do it the way that I feel like he intended the person who's gonna
Mm.
rap on this to rap, you know.
So like moving past carrot season, where do you feel your sound will actually go from here? Like, is there a specific producer or even like a type of record that you're like looking to make but you haven't made as yet?
Yeah, so I mean, at least for us, I think the next thing that you can expect from myself and Feek is going to be a project with Steel Tip Dove. So
Oh my
us and
God.
yeah, hell yeah,
And that
us
will
and
be different.
Surprise!
Like that will be different.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, we're hyped, man, and we've actually been we have a fuckload of joints done for that already. We've been going to Doves for probably about a year now, semi regularly because he lives close, not too far away from us too, so it's like an easy trip. And like low key, I've been admiring his shit forever, bro. Like I mean, since I got hip to him through Sharif and Roper, but I just like as a producer and also as like a mix engineer, like I always was just like, yo, this dude is on point. Like his beats are always like my favorite beats generally on Sharif projects when I had heard them. And then like fucking just like everything that he mixed for Roper and Sharif, I would always be like, wow, this sounds fucking great, you know? So that we're hyped, bro. We're over the moon on that.
We, we both got tapes with
With
Roper.
Roper, yeah,
Um,
that's gonna be the next like solo thing. Me
Sick.
and Roper shit is like we've been cutting. So me and Roper probably have like 25 fucking songs at this point that we've been like cutting through and doing shit. So like I'm hyped, man, because it's like the schedule that we've been on for the last like 2 months, 3 months even was just like getting carrot season out, and then as soon as carrot season out, it was like, all right, we got to go to Europe now. Fuck, like, and we all incredible things, but it's like getting back. And like even today was like the first day that I like woke up and wasn't like totally fucking destroyed from just like jet lag and shit and just running all over the place. And like I'm like, oh hell yeah, we can like really lock in now. So it's like it's nice because it's going to be back to like cooking as opposed to like dropping season, you know. So Dove shit is definitely going to be the next thing that y'all will hear from us. Yeah, the
no,
Roper tape is going to be the next things from us solo. I think we both have like separate Roper joints.
I got shit in the works with Obliv. Damn, I'm definitely forgetting someone else. But yeah, really just those are just Dove and Roper and Bliv.
I got me and Sharif got a second tape too that's on the way.
Yo.
Fucking I got mad shit. Me and Sice got some shit on the way. Fucking yeah, man. Fucking me and I'm hyped too because I'm like finally trying to lock in with like other like just people that I've admired for a minute. Like me and Wavy actually. I got shit with Sharif, Sice. Me and Wavy are about probably I would say halfway through our shit. Me and Wavy Bagels, we got a bunch of shit.
Nice.
I got something with Iblis coming too.
Hell yeah,
Oh,
fucking
that's sick.
Yeah,
He's dope.
but
I'm doing some shit with Sick in the Head. I don't know if you know him. Sith, he goes by from Staten Island. He's fucking incredible.
No, I don't think I'm familiar.
He did a tape with Wavy a while back. Him
he
and Wavy.
he has a feature on Loans. What project is that you did in Tannersville?
Oh
His,
yeah, Osprey. He's on
yeah,
Oh,
Osprey.
he's on that. Okay,
yeah.
sick.
Yeah. He has a
His
verse.
feature on Osprey is crazy.
Crazy, bro. He's crazy. But me and him are working on some shit. Me and August Fanon also are working on some shit. I'm super fucking
Nice.
hyped on that. Those
And you guys
joints are.
said you had a deluxe for carrot season. You mentioned that a few times. Is that like
Mhm.
deluxe with physicals and stuff or stuff like that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we're gonna do physicals eventually. I think
final
we're
finals are in the works right now. We it's actually it's gonna be like I think first run's gonna be like 100 copies or like 200 copies, and then we'll have the deluxe. Deluxe I think will come out like probably more like 6 months maybe after the initial release. So like
hell yeah.
5 months down the line or something like that from
Mm.
there. Could be a year. It's really whatever Jeff and POW decide. But yeah, like deluxe, we have like me and Lungs were saying earlier, we have like a bunch of joints that we cut. A couple, I think maybe two or three we put on the back cover as the deluxe. I think
Like
maybe
we have a bopper plan. Like DZ has another feature on there
yeah,
called Bopper Plan, and
yeah. So we got a deluxe coming with extra tracks for sure.
yeah, and then yeah, really just like pushing that shit forward. We're gonna do we'll eventually probably do a fucking big ass show too, just to celebrate fucking we were
Not
like
not for a little bit.
not for a little bit, hell no, but like fucking we were like thinking about doing some sort of release thing at one point, but then we were like, nah, let's just like not rush it since we're going on tour and shit. So like
Yeah.
eventually we'll probably do some sort of celebration shit for it. But
Physical physicals are 100% coming. They're
yes.
they're in the works. So
Yeah, so it'll all be good things, and I'm just like I'm really hype, man, for real. Like I think I speak for everybody in the squad where it's just like we are all feeling probably as best as we ever felt about this shit, just in terms of like dedication and fucking motherfuckers are completely sure about the path that they're on at this
yeah,
point, and it's like as an artist, it's like. Granted, man, I still work. I still pay my fucking rent. We're not fucking going all over the place on private jets and all this bullshit or
Hmm.
whatever. But it's like I think that everybody in the squad is feeling very, very, and just in the underground in general in New York, I think everybody is kind of like realizing that there is a way forward and that there is, a way for everybody to be good and everybody to succeed within the underground. And I think it's just everybody's feeling better than we've ever felt about shit. So we're all just excited. We're excited to just continue doing this thing, to continue pushing it, and just like excited to fucking see all the homies, man. Like to see all the fucking people where it was like, 2015, 2016, 2017, everybody was just kids out here trying to fucking figure shit out. And like when I look around, nobody really stopped. Nobody really, I mean, of course people did, but like the people that I was tapped in with are all pretty much still fucking here, still doing the thing. So it's just
yeah,
it's incredible. And we just got back from Europe. I mean, I never fucking thought I'd be doing that shit. So like it's just a great time. We're all very excited. And it's good to be home, man, for real. Like
yeah.
fucking good to be home. New York is still supreme. I thought everybody was telling me that I was gonna want to move out there. I'm a New Yorker, man.
Fuck with Europe. Europe is
Yeah,
cool.
it's sick, man. It's sick, bro. It's fucking insanity. Fucking I'm just like it was ill to get that experience, and I just feel like now I'm in a place where now that I'm home, it just has given me like a whole new level of like creativity and zeal, and just like it just completely shattered all the boxes that you put yourself in life. It kind of like rem- provides context for like how big the world is and how much shit is out there, and like how lucky we are to be able to do all this shit, and just like the potential for like we'll be back. Europe, anybody listening in Europe, we will be back. You have not seen the last of us. Fucking
Yeah, I heard a lot of different places heads were mentioning too when we posted it. So if we have, I know you got a lot of members in the Discord too. So anyone
Oh
from
yeah, it's pretty international. There's some people in
nah,
like
no,
South Africa,
yeah,
hell yeah.
Europeans for sure.
y'all shout out to y'all too. Y'all are buzzing, man.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
Yeah,
Fucking
Yeah, I saw a lot of like London and shit too. So
Hmm.
we trying to come to Canada.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
man. Come to Toronto.
Yeah,
Come to
Yo,
hell yeah,
Toronto.
bro. I gotta go, man. I'm trying to go.
hit me with if you know anybody who runs venues over there, anything, let me know, man. We would love to.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I have some friends that obviously do that type of shit or like other artists, so I definitely will help
Hey,
out. Definitely let me
yeah,
know.
man. We
bro,
trying to get everywhere, bro. We trying
I'm
to.
I'm French Canadian and I've never been to Canada, so
Oh, you gotta.
yeah.
But definitely go to Toronto before Montreal. I'm just saying.
Hell
Even though
yeah.
Montreal's great, I have nothing
I'm
but good
not
things to
sure.
say.
I don't even know where my family's scattered like that. I don't know where it's.
Mm.
Yeah, hell yeah. We gotta go pull up. I gotta go to the place in Ireland where I'm related to everybody who lives there. Fucking do a fucking show. But yeah, man, it was incredible, bro. Like Europe showed hella love, but it's also, it's great to be home. It also just like leaving home is so great too because you get all this new shit, but then it also just makes you appreciate your home more, you know.
Yeah. And I mean, I
But
think it's all well deserved, man. Like it's really I do echo all those sentiments. It's just really nice to see you, Grip, and just kind of like the whole underground scene. It feels like people are really starting to prosper and like actually reap the benefits. Because obviously it's not just about the money or the acclaim or the fame, but it definitely helps and it's definitely like appreciated and deserved. And I just like really it's really nice to see it. And this album is crazy. Like I am not an AP4 truther. That was my previous favorite record you guys did together, but this one is, I think Carrot Season is just like,
Yo,
it's just incredible. One of the best albums of the year. And just like, yeah, it's really amazing. Yeah, I was setting the Discord, the RMPP Discord off like pretty hard. People were pretty impressed, like to say the
yeah,
bro,
least.
hell
And
yeah, man.
I,
And
I hope you to understand how much you're appreciated.
no, and I hope you understand that,
you,
bro. The reason that this underground scene is bubbling is because motherfuckers like you. It's
yeah,
like literally, bro, like y'all, like, bro, like we can't say that enough. The only reason that this shit exists, the scene legitimizes itself, bro. And like every like journalist, every motherfucker who actually gives a fuck about this shit and is tapped in is part of the reason why any of this shit is happening in the first place, bro.
yeah.
So it's like I want to give you your flowers and show love. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like
You've been,
motherfuckers don't have to do this, and you have a huge reach and a huge impact, bro. And it's like I just like coming back from tour, I got love for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like it's literally like the people who care, the fans, the journalists, the motherfuckers who actually legitimize this shit, and like even to everybody, every other artist, bro. Like I'm just very grateful. So thank you for real. Like
yeah, you've been tapped in since day
the
one.
beginning.
Yeah.
Fucking and it's like, bro,
when
like
when
that's
no one really like gave us interviews or like you were probably the first like video interview that we did too, just as far as like someone who wanted to talk to both of us on a
Hmm.
like that. So
I actually like want to talk to both of us on some like, yo, I listened to your project. I have specific questions
yeah,
about the project type shit. Like on some like, oh word, this dude actually want to talk to us, bro. Like this, like not somebody who's just like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's like there's so many good journalists and people who give a fuck. And it's just like, bro, we appreciate that so much, man. Even like taking the time to speak to us today is always just like gratitude for real.
No, I
yeah,
appreciate that, and I feel blessed as well. Like obviously, definitely seen some success with this. The community keeps growing, so like I feel you on that. And I think you said it earlier there. Like it's pretty easy in the end of the day. Like I can put in the effort. I'm not saying I don't, but like it's easy because the scene legitimizes itself. Like it's not like I'm trying to interview artists that fucking suck and are bland and basic, and I have to make people feel interested. Like I just need to put people in front of the artists and make the connections and people be like, "Oh, this is crazy." Like, it's not that hard at the end of the day, but it's just work and
But
putting
it's
the
it's
effort in and
Yeah,
the
man, you're
that
doing
stuff.
God's work, bro, for real. And it's like a lot of motherfuckers don't give a fuck enough to do what you do. So, we really appreciate it. And, it's great, man. Let's fucking run it up, bro. Everybody been here since the jump. And it's like even like just everybody. Like I'm not just talking artists and rappers, I'm talking to people who care, journalists, like everybody. So it's like, let's just run it up, man. Keep going. Fucking for real.
Yeah, yeah, and definitely want to see you guys in Toronto if possible. And I
Dude, fuck
definitely
yeah.
am going to remind you about that Pajama Sam record.
Yo, hell yeah, I
It'll be
got
in
you,
my
bro.
follow-up
Fucking,
email. I promise
I'm
you. I
about
need
to
to
hit
hear
up. You
that.
know who I know has it? I'm gonna hit up No Face because I know that he has it.
I,
Fucking
pro-
dude.
I probably got it on my phone too. Just definitely shoot us a reminder in the email, and I'll
Yeah,
Yeah,
hell
I
yeah.
will. I will. But yeah, thanks for the time. Appreciate it. Glad we could do this right after the Euro trip. And yeah, hope you guys have a good rest of the day.
Dude, you too, man. Of course, bro. And thank you so much for taking the time. We appreciate it and salute,
Yeah.
Fucking, you the best, man. This shit is the fucking truth.
hell yeah,
Everybody tap in. Go run that shit up, man. Come on, bro.
hell
Hell
yeah.
yeah. But yo, have a good night, y'all.
Yeah.
Peace.
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 Thank you for listening to another episode of the Rap Music Plug podcast. If you enjoyed this episode and want to not only support the show, but join the fastest growing community of like-minded indie rap fans, go to patreon.com, search for the Rap Music Plug podcast, and become a patron. You will gain access to an exclusive patron-only Discord that me and 70 plus people engage with on the regular, as well as other patron-only benefits such as bonus episodes, album recommendation reviews, early access to regular episodes, and much more. So if you have any questions about any of the Patreon stuff, or just want to keep tabs on the show, interact with me on rap music and all the great stuff that we can talk about, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at rapmusicplugpod, or shoot me an email at qlctv.podcast@gmail.com. You can also rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts and subscribe on YouTube and Spotify as well. But that's enough self-promotion for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace.